Snuff again, friends. Irrelevance in the Dungeon, episode 4. I'm joined by 3 special guests tonight. I got brother Archie coming back from episode 1.
What up, what up?
And I got 2 special women who are doing for community. I wanted them on the show tonight. I got NaQuetta and Miss Jessica.
Hello, hello.
Hey. All right, brother Arch.
What's good?
Been a few episodes, man. How you been doing?
Oh, man. I've been doing great. Just coming off vacation. I'm back. Yeah. That's probably it.
Man, a few words. So I've been getting good reviews, man. People watched the first episode, said you was killing it, man. Said,
oh man,
yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so we gotta follow you.
Well, you know, when you do coke, it accelerates things.
The opinions of brother Arch do not represent something.
The expression. The opinions.
I'm just here to bring the spice.
No doubt.
Let us pray.
All right, and Miss NaQuetta, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I can't complain.
I would like you to introduce yourself to Snuff Again friends.
Oh, goodness. I am NaQuetta Mitchell. I am a mom of 2. I work for the Department of Social Services, and I do quite a bit of work in the community. I have helped start the Balling After Dark program in Hopewell to keep the youth off the street.
So what exactly, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Balling After Dark, what exactly is?
Balling After Dark is an initiative that we have in Hopewell. It gives kids 5 hours to be off the street. The ages are 12 to 18, so we have boys and girls, but we have a lot of volunteers who come in and help the boys and the girls with their balling skills.
Shouts out to the volunteers.
Yes. And we also have another auxiliary gym that we use for girls programs. So we are just trying to make sure that kids have something constructive to do when they're outside of school.
And you said it's at Hopewell High School?
Yes.
And what day is with?
Every third Saturday of the month.
Third Saturday?
Yes, sir.
And it's going through the summer, right?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a big deal because I graduated from Hopewell. So to be able to do a program giving back to my city, in the high school that I graduated from is like the dopest thing ever.
Well, toast up to you for that.
Yes, it's dope well, I guess you could say.
There you go. Oh, Jesus.
Yes, clean.
Hope.
The clean side of
We're
dope.
giving hope.
I think that they didn't want to be referencing dope well anymore. That's why they put the big H. The big H coming into the
That's
city.
what the H means.
All
We
right.
are selling hope.
Hope dealers.
Hope dealers.
Just
Nice.
keep it alive.
Yeah, keep hope alive.
We are.
I will get back. Let's go to you, Miss Jessica. Tell me about yourself.
I don't know. I feel like I just teach. No, I'm just kidding.
Mm.
I'm a former special education teacher, behavioral and trauma. So basically, the further I got into my career, I was just spent folding kids up. It was awful. Like, it felt like I was security. I didn't feel like I was connecting anymore. So I wanted to, like I said earlier, break the wheel, get out of the system, and I opened up my own business, Nanny Adventures, RBA, and I offer homework help, tutoring, mentoring, help with special education, advocacy, functional behavior plans, functional behavior assessments, and then behavior intervention plans, and I also do learning field trips. So I have 8 weeks of field trips coming up this summer, and we go everywhere. Out of the 8 weeks, is maybe 10 or 12 days that actually cost the parents admissions. Everywhere I take them is free. We take over. We even travel up to DC, get on the train, go up there. It's pretty dope. And I volunteer. I volunteer at Balling After Dark.
Wow.
And I just do whatever I can at Hopewell, anywhere I jump in. I'm like a little sniper. I like to bust in. I refuse to join the commission, so I get on their nerves. Cause I'm like fight the power, but I definitely jump in when I can.
So with the volunteering for the Ball After Dark, are you all like coaching or?
I don't know what you call what I do. I like good dribble. Good.
For me, I don't necessarily coach. I'm kind of coordinating.
Yeah.
So I'm the person that, is there. Like I have Minister Gerald Napper. He's one of my coaches.
And Terrence Doctor.
Terrence Doctor is one of my coaches. Kevin Johnson.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Kelly. Brian Do All Charity. So it's just like a family affair.
Yeah, I'm good at passing out the food. Shout out to Tiffany, Brittany.
Yes.
We had a little assembly line. Daphne going last time.
So what time is the Ballin' After Dark?
It's from 7:30 to 11:30.
Okay.
Wow.
And the earliest we let kids in is 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Because, sometimes parents got places to be.
And they're fed. Different community businesses have donated food. So last time it was Rosa's.
Yes.
And the first time it was Tony from, what is it?
No. The first time Well, yeah, this time it was Rosa's, and the time before that it was Tony
From
from
headquarters.
Barbershop. He donated us all the pizzas for the first one.
Okay.
So we try to make it a
Shout out to my barber.
collaborative effort to where, yes, I've gotten this program going, but I want the community to also have a part in it, give them a sense of usefulness and belonging. Because usually when a community supports something, they support it because it's theirs.
Mm-hmm.
So I never want to say that Ballin' After Dark is my program or my event. It's the community's event. I'm just the lady who kind of coordinates it.
There you go.
So humble.
Yeah, so humble.
So humble.
Yeah. So
So it's age 12 to 18. So
Yes.
I mean, at any given time, I come drop 30 on somebody. But now, because of the age limit,
Yeah.
I'll leave my talents.
No,
Well,
come and volunteer.
You can come and volunteer and
And
slam
still
dunk
drop
on
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what our youth say. We have a lot of older people who say that they still got game.
Yeah.
And they talk a good game.
But we have yet to see it.
But we don't see you come in the
No.
building. And I have some dope ballers that come to Ballin' After Dark. So, I
Dope.
mean,
Dope again.
When you
yes.
say dope, do you really mean it?
Awesome. Dope.
Grand
That
fantastic.
type of dope.
Mm.
So,
Sounds like my
I
type of
mean,
night.
you can come, but I don't want you to get in your feelings when
Ooh.
one of my
Yeah.
kids slam on you.
Yeah, I mean, just you
'Cause
might
they
not
got
have
ups.
ankles. I mean, ankles gonna be gone.
They got ups.
Y'all believe that?
What?
I mean, y'all can check my page. I mean, I got
I mean,
some
What's
kids
your page? What's your
legit
page?
in
At any
there.
time.
Oh, he got the kicks ready.
Oh,
He got the kicks ready.
I
You the
mean,
third Saturday in June. You know what I'm saying?
Drop 30
Hopewell High.
at any time.
I mean,
But I appreciate what y'all doing.
Duval on the
Somebody-
ones and twos. I mean, it's a legit I went from dancing to the boys took pity on me. Let me do free throws, shoot
it's
the
a
ball,
legit 5-hour
hand out
party.
food, mentor.
That's
Like it's
dope.
a good night.
The kids,
And-
the parents
and-
don't have to pay anything.
And
No.
what night is that? Or
Third
The
or-
third Saturday of the month.
The third Saturday of the month.
Mhm.
The thing about it, somebody put a bug in my ear about you. I was
Do tell.
She's doing good.
It's nothing bad. I was talking to a friend of mine one day, and I was telling them that I want to have some positive people on the show and doing for the community, and you were the first name that they dropped.
Oh,
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
so-
great.
that's what's up.
So I-
Sometimes them ignorant niggas.
You know what? This
What you say,
one,
Slick? What?
Archie's a problem. We just need to establish that for the jump.
I reached out, man, and like she was very professional. It was kind of like that intimidating professional. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'll get back with you, but just get with me by email and
Wow.
here's a bio and
Oh,
here's my
man.
information, and I was like,
Oh,
oh
man.
shit, I mean,
That's how they curse
And
you
then-
out professionally.
yeah, she was like,
Don't
look,
talk to me.
bring your shit, don't.
Per my last email.
Yeah, it was one of them. What's that meme with old girl be getting up from the meeting unless she all frustrated? It was one of those things. But then she named dropped Jessica. She not only was she thinking of herself, she was like, you need to reach out to her as well.
Thank you.
And I reached out to her, and it started off beautiful.
Oh man.
Yeah, then
Y'all heard he said that I was extremely professional.
Oh,
and
she
all
was-
went
yeah.
well with
Y'all
Naquita.
already know, y'all already know,
All
whatever,
went
it's
well
me,
with
and
Naquita.
So it got to a peak, and then
Everybody
let's just
know
say
me.
words are very important. You have to watch
Hey,
your
y'all.
words because
Hey.
sometimes people take words and they.
Run with
Yeah.
it.
I try not to be indirect.
sometimes it,
I try not to be indirect.
be careful. That may be a trigger word.
Yeah. But yeah, we
Hopefully there's no gunpowder.
it is dope. It is dope well in the building.
Oh man.
Look, it's on the fourth generation right here. Don't
yeah,
do
like-
it, Captain. Don't do it.
After I got with her, and I was very apologetic, and damn near shed a tear. She
There you
tried
go.
to hurt me, man. She tried to hurt
Ooh.
Snuff, man. She,
Go, try to go for the
they
jugular.
cut, yeah, they cut deep. They cut deep. But I looked at her bio and seen everything she was doing, and matter of fact, talk about your business.
I apologize.
All right.
Don't come with me. No, no. I just my business is really just a holistic approach. It's just
Wow.
trying to fill in all those gaps that really can't be done in the classroom. To be quite frank, our education system, it just isn't working. If you look at the history of education, we started out with former slaves, church members gathering, teaching kids under trees, one-room schoolhouses, and then we moved into the Industrial Revolution, and then we got what we have now, which is preparing people to join the workforce. The problem is our workforce is different. We need to teach them money management, financial investment. We need to teach them entrepreneurship, intrapreneurship. A lot of people don't know about entrepreneurs.
That's a new
Those
word.
are those
I'm not
people.
going front.
Yeah,
New word
entrepreneurs
alert.
are people who move up within their company, and they matter. I know, like, I don't know if I can really push that, value being a business owner, but I'm just really, they make the world go round. If you don't have people working up through corporate America, that part of our economic, stability of our country, it just will crash and burn. So we need that for sure. And so when it comes to our education, we're losing plumbers, we're losing carpenters, we're losing electricians, welders. You can make $100 an hour as a welder. Why are we fighting for call center jobs? You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to give kids more opportunities, and especially
More
our kids
options.
more options.
But that's the thing, they really don't push, like, the vocational centers. Like,
No.
when I was in high school, I went to Votech.
No.
And, we had carpentry, auto mechanics, we had horticulture, cosmetology.
Shout out to
Right.
horticulture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
at
we
our
learned.
high school, at Hopewell High, we had the whole CTE department.
Yes.
So,
I took drafting in
I
high
did.
school. Yeah.
I had a dual major. I had business and marketing.
Nice.
So I don't know how everybody got so far away from that, but
Right.
it was a game changer.
But the majority I really have come across, like, if I say the majority of skills that I work with or I come across, I have to work with, is really confidence.
Wow.
The encouragement. A lot of kids, because of the way the classrooms go, it's fast, you don't have the time. Kids are afraid to advocate for themselves. They're scared to ask for help. They're scared to say, I don't understand, because you're ostracized in your classroom. You're treated, you're slowing us down. So you're dead weight. You have to go. And it's really disheartening what our education is becoming, because you're supposed to be a lifelong learner. You're supposed to want to learn forever.
Now, when you say that, now Hopewell has gone to, now they're going to year-round schools.
And I'm ecstatic about it.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm with it too. A lot of people are complaining. I'm thinking, like, a lot of parents are, but
When I say Korea, I told her, we talked about it, I was like, we're coming for Korea. Like, over the world, like, they go year round. Like, there is no, what are you taking a break for? You speak multiple languages. By the time you're 10, 11 years old, they're learning their language and English, sometimes French. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane. We are so... we are doing our kids so, it's such a disservice.
A great disservice. Yeah.
Since
Yes.
both of you are, your ears are close to the street. Why are parents mad about that? That's what I'm trying to understand.
From my standpoint, the reason that I feel that parents are mad about it is because they don't understand it. The great thing about Hopewell Public Schools is that they put out, it was 30 different town hall meetings.
Yes, they did.
That they had
Yes.
for the parents to come out and find out about it. See, what parents are thinking is that, oh snap, my child's going to be in school 45 days. So then the 15 days after that, I have to maneuver with childcare for my child. But that's not the case, because if the school system is getting, let's just say hypothetically speaking, $200,000 in grant money to have this program, those 15 days that the child is out of school, supposedly, they're going to have enrichment programs. They're going to have programs like what she's doing.
Yes, I will
for
have,
free.
Yes.
And the parents don't understand that in my mind, and I want to talk to the parents and let them know, the summertime is the hardest time on low income families.
Yes, it
and
is.
if we are really going to get down to the meat and potato of it, if you are bringing in less than $30,000 a year, you are low income. That's no shade. That's no
Facts.
me being
That's
funny.
just
That's just
facts.
facts. Because in the state of Virginia, if you are not bringing in at least $22 an hour, you really can't live here comfortably.
Nope.
That's just the math.
That's facts.
But people are getting so caught up in the fact of, y'all don't tell me what to do with my kids. Not trying to tell you what to do, trying to bless you on some stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can say it from my point of view. My daughter, her first year of school, she went to Hopewell Public Schools. And again, I graduated from Hopewell. She went to Hopewell Public School. Cake for her. It was cake. We decided to move to Prince George, and the struggle was real. She was 2 points away from failing.
Well, let me I went to Prince George, and it's a whole new world, man.
It's a whole new world.
Very rigorous and very top
But
rated program.
they're on it.
Yeah.
But it's not even a Prince George Hopewell thing. It's a city
county
thing.
And that's what I try to stress to people.
Yes.
Because there's so many parents in Hopewell saying right now, you know what, forget this. I'm going to Chesterfield. No, you're not.
Nope.
I'm
You
going to
can't
Prince
afford to
George.
live there.
No, you're not.
No, there's
No,
no
you're
offense,
not.
but you can't
You
afford to
can't
live there.
afford to live
You can't afford
there.
to eat there, shop there, get your
It's
gas
a whole
there.
different world.
Whole different world.
And it's no shade, but it's like if your child is in a school system that says we want to set the tone, we want to step outside the box because what we've been doing is not working, why not do it? That whole mentality of no child left behind has really screwed up a lot of kids because they just been getting
Shout out to
passed
Bill
on.
Clinton.
Do
Yeah.
people
You know what I'm
understand
saying?
like what that? I don't know if people understand what it means.
They don't
So
get it.
while I was in the classroom, it meant that no child could earn a grade below a 50. And so the idea was that my kids in special education and inclusion. So inclusion means that you have the ability and the skill set to be in general education, but you may need some additional assistance. You'll need a co-teacher there. And so it was to help keep those kids afloat. But because No Child Left Behind said we had to apply it to all children.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And so now you have kids who have figured out minimal effort
Absolutely.
means maximum passing.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And they just float on.
They just there.
And there's no account of, and you can beat someone at the end of the day I can tell you the sky's blue, but until you see it for yourself you're not going to see it. And as a teacher I can tell you I need you to learn this to be successful. I am successful. I'm passing on to the next grade. I don't. It wasn't it's not translating.
Because didn't they do like a 10-point thing where it was
yes,
like
they changed
back when
it
we
to
was
8.
in school?
It was 100. It's gone 100 to 90.
But look, did you see in North Carolina they were saying like a passing grade was like a 49?
Yeah.
Yes.
How?
Because they've done that because they want to make sure that no child is left behind, which is inadvertently screwing them up because
You're not preparing them for the
you're
real
not preparing
world.
them for anything. Because we had a boy, I lie to you not, came out of Hopewell. He was hyped about college. The boy could throw a football like nobody's business. Tennessee came out for him. They was like, yeah, we definitely want him. Yeah, he good. They sat there and they seen them grades. They was like, man, you got to go on over there to John Tyler because you ain't going to be able to do nothing out here. See, out here, we do college. Like, you going to get the grade and throw the football.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ain't just going to throw the football because, see, that's what they let y'all do out here.
Yeah.
You going to go to John Tyler before you come out here for this full scholarship. So it was just a moment like that where I was like, dang, that boy is one of the baddest athletes this school system has ever had. But he reading on a 5th grade level.
I was all advanced classes, National Beta, Honor Society, graduated with a 4.0. I started my college career at VCU. There was like 3 or 4 of us in
I
this
was none of that.
intro class.
I know, right?
But I came out of an HBCU and I would never change
Hold on,
that
pause.
in the
And
world.
the more she started talking, the smaller my ass.
like, all I heard was some racist statement, nigga, you ain't shit.
I was trying to tell y'all that I ended up not being shit. That was my bad.
Chest was out hard and she like,
I'm just because that's what it made you
I'm a
feel
bad
like.
mother.
Yeah.
Like, and Hopewell made you feel like you was top of the. I mean,
Yeah,
two
the
or three
higher
of us.
echelon.
Yes, and then I went to this class at VCU, and the professor
And they
was like,
humble you.
humble the shit out you, man.
They will humble
He
you.
listed like 5 or 6 books that we should have read. Every child
Should read
they
this
put
book.
their had their hand up that they read it in school, but us Hopewell kids. We
Not
felt
us.
that small. Every book,
Wow.
every book, and it was like we were cream of the crop. They blew so much smoke up our butts about how magical and how intelligent we were,
Wow.
and compared to the world. Now, don't get me wrong, we were smart kids,
We
but
got
we
a
weren't
good
prepared
education, don't get us wrong.
for the
Yeah.
world.
Oh, I
We
get
were
it,
not
yeah.
holistically. We were not prepared. Like a kid that went to Prince George, remember Carol or something?
Mm-hmm.
She left. I'm like, she raised her hand. I'm like, Scarlet Letter.
It's a
really?
whole nother world. A lot of, for some reason, schools have gotten away from actually preparing a child to be an actual student. It's just they teach kids towards a test.
Yes.
They teach you to be able to pass this test.
They started that right when we was getting out with the SOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Mhm.
04, so we were the first class.
They
that
start
was
teaching you
required
towards
to
the
pass
test
undergraduate.
and all that other stuff. They like that ain't a priority. The teacher, and I feel bad for teachers because their job is on the line.
Yep.
You got to have a certain percentage of your students pass this test, not be able to write in cursive,
Nope.
not be able to formulate a complete sentence, but circle C,
Mm-hmm.
B, or A.
Can I ask you guys a question? Now, what do you guys see? You're both. You say you went to Hopewell public schools. So what do you think about like public school versus private school?
I know nothing more than public schools.
Uh-huh.
So I'm a big, big advocate for public schools. I think that public schools allow all students to be one. I think at times private schools kind of separate the youth. I've never been a fan of the way that private schools are ran. I prefer public schools.
Now, when you say the way private schools are ran, like how so? Like as far as like the culture that they have there, like it's not, realistically.
I think that's more
society.
so. Yeah, I think that's more so. I think that you have the children in a bubble. That's not real life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want my daughters to be in an environment where they gotta fake it till they make it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I do like the fact that my daughters, they go to Prince George schools, and some people say that those are good schools, and studies have shown that it's a really good school, but you got working class people as the parents of those students.
Yeah.
Whether it be families that are military, whether it be families that the father is working in factories and the mom is in a call center, or even me, a social worker. Just everyday people. I feel that private schools kind of separate children. Kind of like, my best example of it was when Will Smith went to that Bel Air Academy.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like a fish out of water. It's like, how do you function in that? So I prefer public schools where everybody's kind of on the same playing field.
Okay, well, here's my argument for that.
Oh.
Now, I'm not arguing for private schools, but what I am arguing against is the fact that what we just talked about as far as, you got public schools, and as far as being on the same level playing field, however, you have kids that are in this side of the tracks in a public school. They're getting a separate type of education versus these guys over here, like, Prince
At
George.
the private school?
No, on the public school level.
Okay.
So as far as, like you said, Prince George versus Hopewell, like a city versus a county, but yet, aren't they paying the same taxes?
When it comes to the city versus the county, that's a whole nother echelon.
The pay grade, everything's different. Like even if
city versus county is about like your economic makeup, what structures
different.
make up your city, the land, the type of land that makes up your city.
Right.
Hopewell, because we were basically incorporated. I'm gonna get a little history nerdy on you, okay?
Please.
So City Point is the original Hopewell. That is where the free blacks live, where the black troops lived during the Civil War. This is where the largest import during the Civil War. So this got blown up 50 billion times. I mean, this was a like rocking, jumping place. So that's where I'm from. I'm from the Point. So we didn't get the rest of Hopewell until 1913, 1914 when DuPont came in and purchased the rest of the city from the Epps family.
Come on.
So when he bought that, and when I say the rest of Hopewell, I mean everything above City Point. So courthouse, all the way up to the crossing.
8 miles.
Yeah, the rest of the 8 miles. So we didn't have anything. So with DuPont, it was like the Wild Wild West. They created our social customs. They created the neighborhood layout, meaning they created the South A Village, which was where the whites only lived. South B Village was where blacks lived. They created racial ordinances. They enforced those ordinances, some cases using the military to come in and enforce it, which is a whole nother topic for another day. So historically, our city being created by an industry, they were all about whatever money we could get being classified as a city. Even though when you drive through us, we're a county. We like up from Charles City. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you go just down the road to Prince George, either way down Route 10, we're not. Chester is more of Enon, that area, that is more city-like than Hopewell. But to get certain, I think, state government funding for all the different factories, they incorporated it the best they could.
And that's the thing. There are a lot of factories in Hopewell.
Yes.
A lot of factories are in Hopewell.
We lost 2 kids to cancer as kids. That's how many factories
are in Hopewell. But a lot of money is in Hopewell. I mean, you have Honeywell.
Air gas is there.
Air gas.
Yes.
They have another plant that's right there by the dollar store.
But here's another thing. Over the years they switched it from Hopewell to Chester. You
or
know what I mean?
sometimes they'll try to class some of it as Prince George
Yeah.
not in there.
Mhm.
But see, me being on the water, we get hit with the most of the pollution, the smell. Like we hear the everyday.
You remember the Keepone thing from back in the day?
Yeah, we've had to evacuate a couple times, and we hear the lady's voice every day at lunchtime. If you don't hear her at lunchtime, then you know something's wrong.
Huh.
Like, and I learned, I don't know if this is true, but a gentleman who retired from over in that area said basically it's like a Chernobyl over there. Like we won't make it out. It's crazy.
That's another word that I don't know.
Chernobyl is where like the natural disaster where the radiation exploded.
That happened here?
No, another country.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Thing about I heard that
Jesus.
especially with Honeywell, with those gases or whatever, it's just
It's tough down there,
one
man.
bad thing and the whole city is it's a wrap.
We was hit.
It's
Now
true.
black businesses in Hope. I know they're trying to redo like the downtown area where
Uh-huh.
they have the boathouse and
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of flack about that motel still being right there or whatnot. But what's going on with the black businesses downtown?
Oh, wow.
We're
came with
taking a
this.
deep
That
breath
came with pain.
because it's like we're in our private thoughts today. So I am like I'll just do it, Cleta, because I'm like I said I'm the one that's fighting the power. I'm a
Ooh, let's
little
hear it. I like this.
frustrated with our downtown area because we're about to lose another black business, and we're losing that business because he came to Hopewell under the impression that the foot traffic would be there, the community would support him, and it's just not. And the type of businesses that are encouraged to come to downtown do not appeal to multi-generational or multi-social economic standing or classification, whatever you want to use for that. So we lost someone who had really great price points, was present at all festivals, present in the community, comes to other businesses and encourages you. Like he's known up and down the street, and we're losing him because he asked to expand and they wouldn't support. I feel like, in my personal opinion, he wasn't supported, and I say they meaning the city of Hopewell. He was not supported, and so he has to leave.
What kind of market was he in?
Baked goods.
Okay.
And he's worked with, like, he now has a, was it 25th Market? He's in
Market
there.
at 25th.
Yeah.
Oh,
Market
and
at
then
25th.
new
Yeah.
shop in Richmond.
Yeah, like going
Yeah.
all the way up there, just doing dope partnerships. Really, like I was offended, and I was offended for him. He's up and running. A coffee shop opens up across the street, and the baked goods are outsourced from another business. As an outsider looking in, I'm like, well, what are we doing when he's right across the street? That has always bothered me. It's like things like that, and I can say I'm the one that's using factor power. I used to put my foot in my mouth 11 times a day, but I'm okay in saying it. It's just we're shooting ourselves in the foot. We're not supporting businesses. Like I go to K&J Fitness, that's downtown Hopewell.
Black
It is
owned.
black
Yeah, he
owned.
went to I went to Prince George when he
Yeah.
was doing his dad and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tutor his daughters.
Mhm.
It's so dope because we support each other by passing customers like back and forth and like promoting each other. The best routine I've ever had. He cares about you, works with you. I've seen all ages, all abilities, all backgrounds in there. And people are still going to American Family Fitness that you don't ever show up to, but you go spend that $200 a year
That's
for.
the hardest thing with us. It's like
What is the problem?
we don't support each other because
It's
we
convenient.
we want to be included with everybody else.
Ooh, let's
It's
talk
all
about
about-
the table.
Come on,
Let's talk about the table.
come on.
Okay, all right, we're going to talk about the table. Ooh, y'all ain't ready for this shit.
What is that table? We're like so confused. I don't know.
All right, so everybody imagine the table.
Okay.
I should have worn my shirt that said I didn't have a seat at the table, so I created my own.
There you go.
Because I know where he going with this. In the table. Let's
See,
go.
my opinion is forget your table. We got a furniture store. I don't even like it. I like to hang out in a hammock. Forget your table.
Well, you know, the funny
I
thing
create my
about
tables, then I bring my friends on.
the funny thing about the table is because it has so much appeal because, you know,
No, I'm just picking with you.
in
Yeah,
order
that's
for you,
universal.
in order for you to feel like, you know, you have value or whatever, you know, the table is what, you know, sets the precedence for value. You know, you amongst your peers, you know, because your peers are going to be like, oh, you have value? Yeah, I'm doing my own thing, but you ain't at the table. So they don't see the true value in what it is that you're doing, you know, which they should, but, you know, since the table is like, you know, the huge programmed, view of success and happiness and everything that is positive.
But not to cut you off, but to be quite frank.
But to cut you off.
Right, but to just keep it a stack, there is no. When you're in this hustle thing, the table that I thought I was trying to sit at in year 1 of my business, I'm like, what table? Year 2, different level. Year 3, so I wouldn't get even caught up in the idea of trying to sit down anywhere. You sit down in entrepreneurship, you get stuck and you die. Don't sit down. Don't ever get comfortable.
I don't think really that's where he was going.
Yeah, that's not what he was going.
What he's saying is that
I'm talking about like on a more macro level.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, in business, I don't want to get stuck at the same table with the same people.
When it comes to the table, like,
or even in life,
I was that person. Like, when it comes to the table, I was in that situation where people would say to me, "You're a woman. You need to go home and take care of them kids. Why are you doing a basketball event? That's for the men. Let the men do it."
That table is the meaning of know your place.
I sat down. I was like, all right, there's gonna be some men to do it. It was no men that did it, so I had to do it. And then when I made the table, the men came and other people came. So, and then for me, also in the city of Hopewell, I have friends that are fight the power, who don't believe in the table.
No.
But I know how to play the game. And that's what I try to tell Jessica all the time. And sometimes she don't listen to me, but I play the game for me and her. That's why we'll have a situation where you'll be like, okay, I heard about you, but I reached out to you and you told me about this person. Because if I get a seat at your table, I'm not coming by myself. I need for me and my peoples to eat. So for me, I had to get a seat at the table and then start taking pieces of their wood. That's how I did that. And the knowledge that I got from them by being able to sit by the superintendent of the school system and pick up them nuggets. Yeah. The information I'm able to get from, somebody from the military who giving me connects on Fort Lee, where I'm going to be able to feed these kids.
You got to play the game.
Then old snap, I got a former police officer who's going to be able to do all my logistics so I can let people know the environment is safe. So you have to play the game when it comes to the table. So I got on the office on youth. Office on Youth Board, and I sit there and I am sitting on a board that has the capabilities that actually has the funding of $80,000, and they just want me to tell them about programs and tell them how to do this, how to do that, and who can do this or these different things. So, y'all are looking for an enrichment program? I got a homegirl that got Nanny Adventures RBA, you know what I'm saying? Look into her. You can pay her and da-da-da-da. Oh, y'all want to do this? Oh, I got a homeboy that can do this. Oh, you got kids who want to, possibly do their own podcast. Snuff Magee.
I give you credit. So. I give her credit because she does play the game. I play a game, but I play it very differently. I play to know your rules, and then I'll hustle my way through all the loopholes. I've never been one to stay at the table and sit and smile in your face because I don't need you anymore. There's somebody smarter, more connected. I'm going to keep going.
I feel both of y'all.
I think that's the beauty of our balance is because in times where I can't save face, she can, and in times where she can't save face, I can. And I think that's just you have to find your way, your path, and your connections, because there's often times where we all know the same people, we just reached it in a different way. And that's the beautiful part of community. That's what I want everybody to walk away learning. It's about community and being yourself and using your strengths and acknowledging your weaknesses, because if you don't acknowledge them, they will bite you in your butt and you won't be successful. And so you gotta know your weaknesses.
My thing in this whole game is nobody can do it by themselves.
Right.
Nobody can.
You can't.
Ever. If you could, you'd be a tyrant.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just I've grown up, when I was younger, I would say, I put myself through school. Nah, I had some help. I had some people that looked out. I had people that bought a book, fed me, gave me a ride. I've learned to outgrow such childish thoughts.
I mean, we've all been young, and we've all thought that, this person don't know what they're talking about, that person don't know what they're talking about. Nobody can do it by themselves. And another thing, when you do become successful, you are moving along, give it back. And that's why I respect y'all, coming on the show. What y'all are doing for the community, man, is
remarkable.
Yeah, and we need more doing it. We need more people doing it. I know as he pours that.
Shouts out to Jesus.
I like what y'all are doing.
You know what? Y'all keeping it real. Y'all keeping it real.
But let's go to the
Yeah.
to world news, man. What's going on with the abortion stuff in Alabama? How do y'all
Let's get to it.
Honey, I am so
I'm already
blown
burning up, I
away
can't even.
by Alabama, but a lot of Alabama, unfortunately, are still 50 years behind the rest of us.
You know, they
so.
said the states that are really for that stuff have like the highest infant mortality rate,
They do.
and they're the lowest in education.
But
Yes.
my thing with Alabama is that y'all are pro-life and y'all don't want anybody to have abortions, but y'all got the electric chair. Y'all actually out there electrocuting people.
My thing is, it's so many.
But you want people to live?
So many men making
Isn't
these
that like that?
making these laws
They
and
got
determining these
mind-blowing.
things or whatever.
That's usually what happens though. Like
They-
it's men,
yeah.
and it's the people who are pro death penalty or
It's men and it's
or
people
anti-abortion.
whose reproductive system ain't worked in eons. That's who it is.
Now,
But I like
I saw something, and I forgot her name, and I'm regretting that. But you know, she's been in America like media for a while now. But and this is a white woman, and she stated that the real reason behind Alabama passing the law as far as the ban on abortions is because of, like you said, white men or just the white population period. They see that their legacy is being depleted. Like,
Okay, wait. Let me go. Wait. The legacy's being depleted, so you're
Yeah.
gonna stop abortions. So there's gonna be more minorities.
No, well,
And more.
the
idea is to
abortion
get rid of
the abortion
minorities.
rate is
That
higher
makes
in the white
sense.
community.
That's
It's higher
that's the
than-
misconception.
The
They think
abortion
they
rate-
think abortions
They think
are
it's us.
a minority thing.
Our grandmas done
No,
told
no,
us
no,
we gotta have
Poor
these
white
babies.
people are the minority. Let's
Yeah.
not get that misconstrued.
Well,
So it's
so
Hold on,
the
poor
white-
white
no,
people
no.
are the majority.
No.
no,
So,
no,
yeah.
I'm talking to the white people making these laws. Poor white people to them don't count. That's what you. I'm
But
not
the poor,
racial.
the poor white people put them in office. That's the thing.
But that's the only time they matter is for that. But when it comes to making laws, they're not a factor. They're like thrown to the wolves. That's why. You understand what I'm saying? They're like they're not a part of them. They're pushed. We need you just to get us here, but we don't really care.
Well,
about you.
yeah. No. What
So when they
I'm
make-
saying is that they see that in their state and then all across America that the white population is
Dwindling.
Yeah, they're dwindling. So
Yeah.
how are you going to increase that? You got to make more babies. But if you keep killing them off, then they can't, increase that. So you pass these state laws and you get the power, and the momentum from the southern states, and then you hope that maybe a few northern or Midwest states would, will assimilate and get those same laws
Get on the
passed.
bandwagon.
Yeah, get on the bandwagon.
And remember, these are the same lawyers who were lawmakers who are trying to take away, healthcare rights,
Absolutely.
vouchers,
It's
public
awesome.
assistance for people.
Yeah.
They didn't want to say I live.
But
Like,
when you hear their argument, you know what I mean, like as far as like they're taking our jobs, they're taking our country. It's kind of it's in line with that type of mentality, But like the quote Jessica, as far as like them not, as far as the poor people not making the decisions and all that, it's just you guys are just used to get us here, and then when we're here, it's like bump you to the curb. That's exactly how it is, you know what I mean? But it's like that's what they've been doing in America as far as making it a race thing, when it's really not, when it's an economic thing.
Absolutely.
And they don't want the focus to be on them, the 1%ers, the rich people. So it's like we have to separate these guys.
Yeah, and they don't know the numbers, and that's the sad part about it. Like, when they say that stuff, like, they're they don't need health care. They're thinking about people of color.
Yeah.
It ain't a lot of people of color that's getting the assistance.
Mhm.
You talking to somebody who's in there
It's like the
There you go.
number
Approve
one
it.
That
receiver.
know the actual
of
numbers,
food
yeah.
proving it.
They
Yeah.
said the
like,
number one receiver of food stamps, white families.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
but they don't want to talk about that.
Because
They also don't want to
because
talk
people
about
of
75%
color,
of the community that supports hip hop is white.
because people of color.
Yo, we'll get to we'll talk about Lil Nas X and the Wrangler thing. We'll get with that coming up real soon, man. Before we get out of here, any shout outs that you ladies want to do?
I just want to give a shout out to Hopewell and
Yes.
tell them to continue in this fight, and that change is not bad, and to let everybody know that Ballin' After Dark is a youth program that is open to all localities. There's a
That's
rumor
dope,
going around that is only for Hopewell kids. No. If
Nah.
your child is between 12 and 18 and you're willing to sign them in and sign them out, we are willing to take care of them.
No doubt.
And for me, I just want to thank every like, comment, share, encouragement, flyer passing, anyone that's ever used my services, past, present, or future, and all of my babies I've ever taught. Remember, my gentlemen take care of their ladies, and my ladies let gentlemen be gentlemen. Miss H loves you, and and Anthony, my nephew, required that I said, "Hey, Aunt." Hey, Aunt.
What up, Aunt?
And that's it for me.
And once again, I appreciate you all coming today. We need more like you all.
Absolutely.
Thank
We
you.
really respect what you all are doing for the community.
It's like,
Pioneers.
Like I said,
Don't y'all be
champions.
strangers.
And
Y'all
another
come out
thing,
to the
do not
well.
be a stranger. We need a feminine opinion on this show. I know we laugh, we joke a lot, but we do like to have serious conversations.
yeah, no, for sure.
And Brother Arch, any shout outs?
Shout out to Love, because that's where this came from.
Yes. Come on, brother Archer.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna do some dumb shit.
You know what I'm saying?
You hear this mother over here? You hear this? Oh, I thought the nigga was gonna be a nigga. He disappointed me.
Your brother was dope. Very dope, man.
Oh yeah, she said some profound shit.
I want to shout out everybody supporting Snuff Begin Friends. We're going to keep this thing going. We're going to try to get more positive people on the show.
Gotta do it.
Shout out to Rap for Just going on July 13th. Look on
Rap for
Facebook and
Just.
IG for that. And we'll catch y'all on the flip side. I'm Snuff Magee, once again joined by Brother Arch.
Let's go.
All right.
Chill.
NaQuetta signing out.
Just J May, I'm gone.
Girl 6.
We ain't want to talk about the 164. It is what it
I
is.
gotta stop.
The Melons in the dungeon. We out.
Girl,
Peace.
I see a historian of boat with.